What's up, guys? Mike here with Cards Do Sports Cards. Previously, I talked about how you can make money buying and selling cheap sports cards on eBay, and you can check that video out here. In the video, I shared some examples about how I buy cheap sports cards and sell them on eBay for profit. Today, I want to go even further and show you some of the methods I use to find bulk lots on eBay at very cheap prices. So let's jump in. Before we do, guys, don't forget I have all of my affiliate links in the description of every video with every product that I use, from this microphone to the mixer that I plug it into to the top loaders, envelopes, team bags, and the scanner that I use for my cards. And hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss out on some valuable eBay sports card selling tips. All right, so let's start with some of the more basic tips that many of you may or may not know when it comes to finding deals on eBay. You guys might already know the old misspelled player name trick. I actually got fooled by this one when I was trying to list a card. So the guy's name is Cole Caulfield. I thought it was Caulfield, C-A-U-L-F-I-E-L-D. When I put that in, you don't get a ton of results, but you do get some of his results. But you can see the results are different, so that can definitely make a difference sometimes. I haven't necessarily found any deals using this method, but it's a pretty common tip that I've seen mentioned, so it can be used. Another one that I've actually seen work in my own sourcing is, rather than look for a specific card lot type like hockey cards or Patrick Mahomes card lot, is just typing in sports cards. But before you hit the search button, go over to advanced over here and select exact words, exact order, and then hit search. Don't stop here though. Scroll all the way to the bottom, change the results per page to about 240, which I've already done here. And then you'll want to go to maybe like the 9th or 10th page or something like that, and you'll start to see some listings that literally just have sports cards in the title. I have an example already pulled up here. I mean, keep in mind, guys, there are new sellers entering eBay every single day, and many of them, they don't understand how to write proper titles or how the system or algorithm works. Some of them aren't looking to sell sports cards on a regular basis, and maybe they are just unloading, one or two lots that they had in the attic. These are the exact people you want to be targeting, because likely, although not always, but likely you'll get a good deal. And especially if they're a new seller who is just looking to get a few sales under their belt to maybe help their store grow, if they are trying to do this long term, they might be more willing to accept a lower offer just to make a sale. Unfortunately, there isn't a way to search on eBay for sellers that maybe only have like 1 or 2 listings, or like maybe only have like 2 or 3 items of feedback. But if you use this method, it kind of helps you get to those sellers who sometimes are more prone to listing or accepting lower prices. Another method I sometimes use is looking at sellers that don't just sell sports cards, but sell other items too, like antique stores or collectible stores. A lot of times these stores might only have 1 or 2 sports card listings, but they might not know the space very well, so you can get some deals. I've bought at least 1 listing using this method. All right, so these are some of the more common tips and tricks that I keep in my back pocket if my normal sourcing methods really don't give me any results. But before using these, what I typically do is I find a seller who has multiple listings that I'm interested in, and I make offers on all of those listings all as one lot. And to find these listings, since I mostly sell hockey, I usually just go to eBay and type in hockey card lot. That's the saved search that eventually gets me to the kinds of listings that I'm looking for. But you could use like football card lot or whatever sport you're looking for. I also sometimes will go to past items that I've purchased and scroll down, and you can see eBay will recommend more items like this. I've found a lot of lots and sellers that way as well. Now, before you make a purchase though, or researching too much into one seller, you'll want to make sure that they do some form of combined shipping if they don't offer free shipping. Especially for card lots, the price on those can add up very quickly, and many sellers don't actually mention this in the description of their listings. So you'll want to send them a simple message that says like, hey, I'm looking at some of your lots. Make sure you include the links to the lots that you're looking for, and then ask them if they do any form of combined shipping. But be careful here, guys. If they just come back with yes, get more specifics. I bought some lots from a seller one time who did combined shipping, and I swear they did not even give me a deal at all. So it's good to get those specifics up front. Like, okay, if shipping is $5.99 per listing, well, what happens if I buy 8 listings? Is it $5.99 for each listing? Is it $2 for each additional listing and just $5.99 for the original listing? Is it $5.99 and free after that? It's good to get all that information up front. Once I do have that information, I pull up eBay and take all the listings that I want from that seller and put them up into a separate tab, and then I make an offer and I leave a note that says, hey, I'm looking at 9 or 10 lots of yours. I hope you'll consider the offer. And I send the offers very quickly right after each other. It's essentially a way of making a multi-lot offer on eBay. This way, when the seller receives my offers, they're going to see, okay, they're making an offer on 9 lots. I'm going to wait until all those offers come in, number one, but also since they're making an offer on 9 lots, I'm going to be more willing to accept maybe a lower offer because I'm unloading 9 lots. So I often get away with really good deals here and making a lower offer on some of these lots. And I know I use this example a lot, but I got like 5,000 cards this way for like $250, and they're good cards that I'm still selling. Another method that I've used that I was hesitant to try at first is messaging buyers to see if they can accept offers on a listing where they don't have or best offer listed. I wanted to buy a few lots from a seller, but they didn't accept offers. But I sent them a message, told them I was looking to buy a few lots, I shared which ones, and I asked if they could do any better on the total price. Now, I didn't get the deal that I wanted, but I did get combined shipping, and I got a little bit extra off the top in the form of a refund. One more thing to mention too about the combined shipping is that it often works really well for auction style listings. I don't know what the reason is, but I have found that a lot of sellers are more upfront about combined shipping with auction style listings than they are with fixed price listings. I've bought some really good lots this way and saved a really good amount on shipping. All you have to do is message the seller after you win the first auction and say, hey, I have some bids on some other lots as well. Share which lots you're bidding on so that they don't think it's fishy, and ask them if they can wait to see if you win those lots before they ship the entire package. For larger listings that have a higher shipping cost, I mean, you can save a lot of money this way. And a lot of sellers don't price their auction style listings to go to the same buyer. So the shipping is a little bit higher usually. And so if you do win multiple lots and do combined shipping, you can save a lot. One more thing that I also did recently that I kind of told myself I would never do is I bought cards from one of those storage lot find type listings. Now, whether it was true or not, the listing was very convincing. You know, it had in the description, hey, I came across this storage unit. I don't really know what any of these cards are, but there's a lot of cards. There could be something worth of value here. I'm not really sure, but I'm just selling them to unload them. I mean, there's no way to verify if that was actually true, and it seemed a little bit more organized than someone who really doesn't know what they're doing or know anything about the cards. But regardless, I did buy it. It was really cheap. Some of the cards went to Goodwill, but I got a lot of cards from that collection that went up in the store. That might not happen every time, but buying these types of collections can help give variety to your store if you buy them here and there. All right, so those are some of the more common tips and the more strategic tips that I use to find deals on eBay. But what is the actual secret to my sports card deal finding madness? Here it is. The actual secret on how I can find really good deals is that I have a strategy guiding every purchase that I make. And that strategy tells me what I know exactly I can sell to my customers because I have repeated it over and over. And I'm not just talking about my card bucket method, although that is the strategy. I'm talking about buying cards that a lot of other sellers think that no one else is buying. Number one, because I mostly sell hockey, which isn't the hottest category in the US, but still has a market of buyers. And number two, because I mostly sell cards in the $2 to $4 range, which also has a market of buyers. People are buying those cards. I'm telling you because I'm selling them. So if a lot of the market thinks that hockey isn't popular and no one's buying low-end cards, which both are not true, guess who gets a really good deal on inventory? Not to mention the supply of hockey cards is not as great in the US as it is in Canada. So a lot of the cards that I research comps on before listing are only listed in Canada, which means me listing the only one in the US gives me that much more chance to sell to that one US buyer who doesn't want to pay for shipping from Canada. So what does this all mean for how you can find the best sports card deals on eBay? What it means is that to find the best deals, you have to know how to look for them. And to know how to look for them, you have to know what you're looking for. And if you're looking for the same thing that everyone else is looking for, the GOATs, Brady, Mahomes, it makes it that much harder to find a deal because by definition, their cards will hardly ever be underpriced. Doesn't mean you can't find a deal, but it will be that much harder to do on mid to high-end cards. So then what do? You take some of the tips I mentioned in the first part of the video and you use them as best you can on your journey. But if you really want to get good at finding the best deals on eBay, then find the products that are selling that no one else thinks are selling. Find what has value that most people think is a throwaway. This will help you win 9 out of 10 times when looking for deals because your seller will always undervalue the items and you'll always have an advantage when you make an offer. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you want to unlock the secrets of selling and investing in low-end sports cards on eBay, this channel is your go-to source for expert tips, honest insights, and strategies to help boost your eBay sales. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me so you can stay ahead in the card selling game, maximize your profits, and take your eBay card selling business to the next level. You can also check out my other channel at Puck Mike, where I open and talk about hockey cards. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.